Alaska, the scene of that high-stakes meeting that could finally put an end to years of bloodshed in Ukraine. Right now, President Trump and Vladimir Putin are both en route to Alaska. This will mark the first time in a decade that Putin will set foot on U.S. soil. And it comes at a critical time in the war itself. Russia now controls 1/5 of Ukraine, and its attacks are intensifying. The war in Ukraine has raged for more than 1,268 days. Since it started, the U.S. has sent nearly $200 billion to Ukraine to help it fight back against Russian forces. But this is the most grim statistic. More than 300,000 people, Russians and Ukrainians, have been killed since those first rockets were launched. Many of them innocent women and children. So many angles to this developing story. We've got live team coverage. Josh Einiger is in the East Village, where a rally in support of Ukraine is underway. But we're going to begin in Anchorage with ABC's Christiane Cordero. Christiane?
Today, President Trump is wheels up heading west as Vladimir Putin flies east, drawing the world's attention to Anchorage, Alaska. Today's high-stakes summit will focus on ending the war in Ukraine, now 3.5 years since Russia invaded. Trump told reporters on Air Force One this morning there will be consequences if Putin doesn't appear interested in a peace deal.
Yes, it will be very severe. I'm not doing this for my health, okay? I don't need it. I'd like to focus on our country, but I'm doing this to save a lot of lives.
In recent weeks, Russia has only escalated its attacks. July was the deadliest month for Ukrainian civilians since May 2022. And overnight, Ukraine's Air Force says Russia launched new missile and drone strikes, hitting 13 locations. Trump said he believes Putin is using violence as a negotiating tool.
In his mind, that helps him make a better deal if they can continue the killing. I think it hurts him, but I'll be talking to him about it later.
Ukrainian President Zelensky, who will not be in the room because Putin insisted on a one-on-one with Trump, is calling for a ceasefire first and then negotiations. The Ukrainian president, backed by European leaders, also demands security guarantees. Trump admits he thinks there's a 25% chance the meeting fails, but if successful, he says he wants to quickly bring Putin and Zelensky together, possibly even bringing Zelensky here to Alaska. Zelensky is also concerned about Trump and Putin potentially discussing an exchange of territory. But this morning, Trump said he will let the Ukrainians negotiate a land swap themselves. In Anchorage, Alaska, Christiane Cordero, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, Christiane. As we mentioned, the implications of today's meeting could have a lasting impact around the world. Of course, calls for peace in Ukraine have echoed for years, including here. Right now, a group has gathered in the East Village in support of Ukraine. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger continues our coverage there. Josh?
Sandra, a little-known fact, there's a huge Ukrainian population here in New York, about 150,000 Ukrainian New Yorkers in a group that's centered right here in the East Village, known affectionately to them as Little Ukraine. We could show you video just in the last half hour. A group of church members gathered to call for peace and to pray for peace, going on in these talks thousands of miles away in Alaska. It so happens that this group here in the East Village has launched a group called the Ukrainian Reconstruction Project. It's actually a conference that's already set to go through next month in Washington as they try to lobby Congress and other stakeholders in the nation's capital to try to put pressure on reaching a deal. But of course, the big question is, can there be a deal if the peace talks today don't include the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky?
Part of those 2 million people that lost homes are the children of Ukraine. You know, in the occupied territories, those areas talked about as swapping, there are 1.6 million children. And so we're grateful for the future of Ukraine, that we're protecting them. We're grateful for the United States that has accepted so many children through the U4U program and others. But we're also excited about giving them a proper future back in Ukraine.
It cannot be overstated the nightmare it is to live right now all across Ukraine with ongoing drone strikes by the Russians. Even to this day, almost every night, we heard some harrowing stories from some Ukrainian Americans, twin sisters who live here but who have lost friends and family back home. You'll hear their stories when I see you later today, starting on Eyewitness News, first at 4. For now, we're live in the East Village. Josh Einiger, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Josh.